The police could not believe what they found when the door of that small city apartment was forced open. Broken furniture, claw marks across the walls, and in the middle of the room, a wild bobcat staring back with golden, haunted eyes. It had been hidden there for years, living a life no one should ever endure. And what happened next left everyone stunned. The man who lived there had trapped the young animal long ago. At first, it was small enough to be kept in a cage, but as it grew, the walls of the apartment became its prison. The curtains were always shut, the air thick with dust, and the only sound was the constant pacing of heavy paws on the floorboards. The wild creature never touched grass, never chased prey, never saw the stars. Its world was only four walls and a locked window. At night, neighbors often heard strange cries. Some thought it was a child. Others thought it was a broken machine. But no one guessed the truth. The bobcat's voice was a desperate call for freedom, a sound that could break the heart of anyone who listened closely. But the worst was still to come. Food was scarce. The man often left for days, tossing scraps of meat before locking the door. Hunger pushed the animal to the edge. It slashed at the door, leapt against the glass, and clawed at the walls, but every escape ended in failure. Its body grew thin, its fur dull, but its eyes still burned with wild fire. Then winter arrived. The heater broke, and icy winds slipped through the cracks. The bobcat curled tightly on the floor, shivering, its breath visible in the freezing air. For a moment, it seemed this might be the end. But with one desperate strike, it shattered a corner of the window frame. A thin stream of cold night air rushed inside. The animal froze, nose twitching, tasting freedom for the first time in years. That tiny breath of outside world kept it alive. When the man discovered the broken window, his anger was brutal. He chained the animal to a pipe in the corner, covering the frame with heavy boards. Darkness closed in again. Yet, even then, the spark of survival refused to die. And then, something happened that no one expected. A neighbor, fed up with the constant growls and scratching, called for help. Rescuers arrived with caution, unsure of what they would face. When they pushed the door open, they stood frozen in shock. A full-grown bobcat, gaunt and trembling, stared at them with a mixture of fear and hope. The rescue was tense. The animal lunged, hissing, still unsure if these new humans were another threat. But the team moved slowly, speaking softly, their hands steady as they worked. One by one, the chains were cut. Every sound of breaking metal was like years of suffering falling away. At last, the bobcat was lifted gently into a transport crate. For the first time, it was carried outside. When the door opened at the sanctuary, the wild heart stepped onto real earth. Grass bent beneath its paws. The wind carried scents it had never known. It froze for a moment, stunned, then took a shaky step forward. Tears filled the eyes of those watching. After years of silence and captivity, the animal was finally free. And as it disappeared into the wild, one truth remained: you can chain a body, but you can never cage the soul of the wild.